Arsenal's future is about to change whether we like it or not. Some people say Arsenal are bound for the top, and some people say Arsenal are not going to do anything this season. So, in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts and I'm going to kind of go into how I feel about Arsenal going into this season. I wanted to wait till the end of the transfer window to really come up with an accurate feeling and an accurate representation of what maybe Arsenal fans down the middle feel like. There are some Arsenal fans all the way on the far, I would say far right, but this is not a political spectrum, that are on one side saying that Arteta can do no wrong. There are some Arsenal fans on the other side that saying they need to get this manager out. So I'm going to try to give you an opinion down the middle. And I hope a lot of you watching this right now also feel in a similar way to me. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about four things. I'm going to be actually going over the transfer window. I'm going to be going over the performances that we've had so far, what I'm excited for this season, and also what I'm worried about heading into the season. So if we start off with the transfer window, it's just shut yesterday. And to be honest, I think it's the best transfer window in Arsenal's history. We made a ton of outgoings of players that didn't fit into the team or weren't getting enough minutes. And we brought in a lot of players that elevate that depth option in our team, because we signed 8 players in this summer window and all of them will have their part throughout the season. So that's one thing I'm really, really happy about. I think the transfer window for us has always been a thing where we're always left wanting more. Last season, we ended up signing Calafiori, we signed Marino, we signed Raheem Sterling on deadline day on loan, we signed Norberto Neto. The less we say about him, the better. And always in transfer windows in Arsenal history, there's always like, oh, we just need to do one more thing. We need to go one step further. And I feel like this summer, whether you like it or not, Arsenal have addressed everything that they set out to do. I remember watching a different knock video. If you don't know who Alex is, I'll leave him in the description down below. But he put out a criteria of what Arsenal wanted, and it spanned 8 positions, all like it could be a left winger, it could be a creative midfielder, it could be a defensive midfielder, and we literally ticked every single one of those. So for us this season, I can't be saying, "Oh, Arsenal, we don't have enough players, we don't have the depth, we don't have that it factor," because we signed all of those different types of players. And Ebereche is alongside Pierre Hincapié are going to be my 2 signings that I'm looking forward to most. I think Hincapié, if you know me as an Arsenal fan, I've been asking for an overlapping left back for such a long time, because it allows our best players to play on the inside. For too long, we've seen our wingers kind of holding the touchline. And whilst it does work if you're Bukayo Saka and you're as good as Bukayo Saka, when our wingers are limited like Trossard and Martinelli are, we need someone that can allow them to play on the inside. And Piero Hincapié alongside Ricardo Calafiori, assuming he stays fit, is going to give us that option this season. So I'm really happy about that one. Another one, as I mentioned, is Eberechi Eze. I think Arsenal have been missing that spark. Arsenal have been missing that wow factor. And even when he came on against Liverpool, you saw his quality. He set up, he almost set up a chance with alongside Martin Odegaard for Victor Gyökeres. He got in behind himself. He got through Szoboszlai, who was having a man of the match performance in that game. So that's one thing I'm really excited for. It's a player that can create on his own. He doesn't need an overlapping left back. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need that. He will see his defender 1v1 and he will size him up and he will create enough separation to play that pass, to take a shot, left foot, right foot. That's something I'm really looking forward to this season. So Arsenal's transfer window, I give that a big plus. Now, going into the performances so far for this season, it's been pretty weird, right? Because we played Manchester United and I feel that our physical level was not there whatsoever. Man United probably felt that they deserved to win the game. And for some people, some people like neutral fans, they also agree with that opinion. I don't, because I don't think Man United created all that much in that game, but they were definitely better than us. So that's one thing that I was feeling slightly weird about. And then we played Leeds. It took us a while to break them down until good old trusty set piece came through for us. So I think I'm gonna talk about that later on in the video. But Leeds, once we kind of opened the floodgates, we started scoring. Victor Gyökeres scored a great goal. Bukayo Saka scored a great goal as well. So that was really good. And even in the Emirates that day, the vibes, the feelings, it was all amazing in the stadium. So I was very happy about that. But against Liverpool, it was weird, right? Because we came to do a game plan. We came to contain Liverpool. We didn't want to give them too much space in between the lines for the likes of a Florian Wirtz or Hugo Ekitike to come and pick the ball up and to play through him. Excuse me. So on one side, yes, we came to execute a game plan, and a moment of magic from Dominic Szoboszlai broke us open. But I think from that point of view, whenever we play the big teams or in the big games, especially away from home, I'm only talking about Liverpool and City. I'm always left wanting a bit more. I wish we just tried a bit more. I wish we were on the front foot a bit more. Yeah, if you take a 0-0 this early on in the season, it's amazing. But Arsenal fans have an issue with pundits around England not giving Arsenal their due credit, not giving Arsenal their flowers, and I feel that that was an opportunity for us to shut them up. I always love being in control of my destiny. That's like in my personal real life, right? And that's kind of how I see football. If we have the ability to take a chance, if we have the ability to create fine margins, if we have the ability to create a moment of magic, I want us to do that. And against Liverpool, to be fair, if we played another game, I don't think we were scoring either. So that's one thing that I was slightly worried about in terms of our performance against Liverpool. But like I said, it's the start of the season. It's 3 points. It wouldn't have mattered if it was 3 points in August or 3 points in April. It's still 3 points. But I wanted us to do a bit more. And to be fair, I know Liverpool broke us down with that free kick. They didn't really do much like outside of that, but when you have difference makers, when you have moments players, which is one thing that Arsenal have been crying out for, they deserve to win because they are the ones that create the moments. And now with Bukayo Saka being out, with Odegaard being out, with Saliba getting injured in the first half, with Havertz being out, I know that we can compete with these bigger teams when our best players are out. But I just want us to do a little bit more, especially in those big games. So that's one thing to kind of look out for. And it's not just a this season thing. We've seen it time and time again, especially in those one-off away games. We saw against Bayern Munich, we saw against PSG, home and away. That's one thing that I want for Arsenal moving forward. So that's kind of what I feel about the performances so far. 6 points out of 9, nothing to be upset about. But I want us to go on a winning run. I know we face Forest. I know we face City. I know we face Newcastle in our next few games. So those are going to be tough games. But if we want to win the Premier League, we have to be in control of our destiny and we have to pick up as many points as possible. So I really want us to pick up wins there. Now, when it comes to what I'm excited for heading into this season, I think it's the depth. I think Bukayo Saka, he was kind of the main man. And when you have key person risk in a player such as Bukayo Saka, obviously it's hard to replace him. Obviously it's hard to come up with an option two for him. But in Noni Madueke, we have a very capable deputy. We have a very capable player to go on the right wing, to cause damage against the opposition. And that's what I'm excited for. Our season does not rest on the fitness of Bukayo Saka or William Saliba or Martin Zubimendi. Like, we have players for every single position. This is the most stacked Arsenal have ever been. I'm going to say that again. This is the most stacked that Arsenal have ever been. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And with the arrival of a Gabriel Jesus, who's been injured for so long, that's another element that can be added to our attack. So that's one thing I'm really excited for. Another thing that I'm really excited for Arsenal this season is that we're going to be playing in a different way. I think last season I got really bored of Arsenal. It was so stale. Everything felt the same. It was a horseshoe. We were passing it from back to front. And I think that with the additions this season, alongside Max Dowman coming in and Ethan Waneri being 1 year older, him having a bit more confidence to play in the pockets and turn and go at the defenders. That's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is new ways for us to play. And alongside Victor Gyökeres up front, look, you can have your opinion about him. I wasn't the biggest fan of him joining Arsenal, and I haven't been the biggest fan of his performances so far outside of the Leeds game. But when you have a striker, you have to feed him. And I hope that we're going to be in a position where we can feed him more in his comfortable zones. Like Calafiori did against Leeds, that ball over the top really worked. And I think we need to do more of that to get the best out of our strikers. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to as well. We're going to be playing differently. We're going to be taking the game in different ways. Maybe we sit back a bit more. Maybe we play on the transition, because when it comes to Arsenal and their quality of transitions last season, it was really bad. It was really, really bad. There were points where I was watching Martinelli. I'm like, yeah, let's just get back for the goal kick. Let's just regroup for defense. And I think that's one thing I'm really looking forward to this season. If we can capitalize on the transition opportunities, that's amazing. That can add an extra 5 or 10 goals to our team during the season. And we need as many goals as possible. So that's one thing I'm excited for. What I'm worried about kind of came up in the Liverpool game. When we need answers, when a team is kind of containing us, what can we do to break it open? And what if the set pieces are not working? If we can break teams down like that without having to rely on set pieces, I know it's such a great thing to have in our locker. That's what I want us to focus on. How can we break teams with, I don't know, a dribble, with a quick 1-2, with passing the ball quickly? How can we move the opposition around quickly, especially through central areas? That's one thing I'm worried about, because we've seen it in the last 2 years. We haven't really attacked down the middle, especially last season. And now with Eberechi Eze, with Martin Odegaard hopefully back into his peak fitness, with Ethan Waneri, with Lewis Skelly, who's appearing to be a midfielder, hopefully in this season. I'm really looking forward to our new ways of breaking teams down, because last season, hey man, I was worried. I was really, really worried to break teams down. So that's kind of how I feel about Arsenal. I think our future is going to be different. We have a semi-easy run in the Champions League group. I know I don't want to disrespect any team, but I want us to do the best possible. I want us to have the best possible chance of winning all of the competitions. Our season doesn't rest on winning the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. It rests on us winning the biggest trophies, which is the Premier League or the Champions League. I really want us to win the Premier League. That is the league I want us to win. We haven't deserved to win one yet, because we haven't been good enough. And I think this season, especially with Liverpool, I think their team is slightly imbalanced. We can capitalize on that, and we can go ham this season. So that's how I feel as an Arsenal fan. I'm really optimistic about this season. I think Arsenal are going to win the Premier League, and this is last chance saloon. If we don't win, I think Mikel Arteta needs to go. And I don't want to be as binary as that, but it's the manner in which we don't compete. If it's like a last season where we have all of these injuries after kind of signing all the depth in the world, that's one thing I'm looking out for. I think I want us to win. I want us to try until the very end. I don't want it to be February, March when we're not in the title race. And I want us to go right until the very end. I want us to win the Premier League. I want us to win the Champions League. And this season, I'm giving Arsenal no excuses. That's how I feel. I know a lot of you are feeling like that right now as well. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what types of videos you want to see next. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been Remedy. You guys have been my loyal subscribers. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for another video.